Hey, I'm Cronkers. I've played Minecraft for over 10 years, sinking hundreds and hundreds of hours into 1.8 PvP, beating known players such as Ayu Suzuni, Mindmanner aka Straight, Tryhard, Advisor, and more. Now I'm not just telling you this to flex. I'm telling you this to prove to you that I'm not just some random player that doesn't know what he's talking about. Today, I'm going to be playing the new 1.19 Minecraft Combat Update, and I'll be telling you my honest thoughts. So let's start with the changes. You can now spam click once again just like you could in 1.8, although I don't know how effective this is because if you hold down left click, it does it for you, which is known as an auto clicker in 1.8 PvP. Now I don't know if the auto clicker is worse or better or the same as spam clicking, but I felt like I was doing better when I was butterfly clicking 20 CPS, so I feel like holding down left click only clicks 10 or so. Next up, there's been some pretty significant weapon changes. We'll use the sword as a baseline with regular damage, regular reach, and a regular cooldown, but the trident now has an extra 0.5 blocks of reach, with the trade-off being a longer cooldown between each hit. In a similar fashion, the axe does more damage just like it did in 1.18, but it now has lower reach than the sword, meaning that it should only be used if you're willing to tank hits and if you're really close range. You can also pair all these weapons with the trident in your offhand to kill people at range. So, how do these changes affect gameplay? Honestly, all three of these weapons are pretty useful now, and I've got to say the ideal strategy is to pair all three to create a deadly combo. Something that I noticed about the other players was that they were pretty much all using swords to PvP, with the second most popular being the trident and barely anybody using the axe. Now, I can definitely see why the axe was the least popular, because it having lower reach meant you were pretty much at a disadvantage to everybody. However, the knockback in this version is a bit questionable, and if you jump at somebody and they hit you while you're jumping at them, you don't really move back and therefore you can get a hit on them regardless. So I found the most OP strat was just to jump at people with the axe, let them hit me, but I would still deal more damage to them anyway because I was using the axe. And then the moment that they would pull out their axe to mimic my strategy, I would swap to a different weapon such as the sword or the trident to take advantage of their lack of reach. So I can instantly tell, only playing for about an hour, this update is gonna require a lot of strategy. An interesting question which I'm gonna cover is, who would win in this update? The best Minecraft 1.8 PvPer in the world, or the best Minecraft 1.18 PvPer in the world? This is essentially the same question as, what is this update more similar to? And I've got to say the answer, for me personally, is 1.18. They've incorporated some 1.8 aspects, such as the spam clicking, but that is really about it. The knockback feels nothing like 1.8. I've incorporated methods such as W tapping and S tapping in, but the knockback just doesn't really let that work at all. One thing that you can take from 1.8 is hit selection, which is where you allow the enemy to hit you first in order to get a better combo, but that's all I could really take from my 1.8 experience, and the rest relied heavily on 1.18. One final thing I'm going to be covering is, what do I prefer more? 1.8, 1.18, or 1.19? Honestly, I really like this combat update. It's not 100% guaranteed that it will happen, because if enough people don't like it, then they'll just cancel it entirely, but I really hope it does, because I prefer this a lot to 1.18. As for 1.8, I'm not sure, because I'm just so used to it, and so if a server like Hypix or something switched to 1.19 PvP, I think I would have a hard time adjusting, but it wouldn't be that big of a deal for me. So there you go, there's the changes and my honest opinions on 1.19 PvP. If you want to try it out for yourself, then just DM me on Discord, I'll hook you up with everything you need, and if enough people want it and I can't manage to send everyone everything, then I'll just make a new video on how to play it, but you should be able to find videos out there on how to play it. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing. I'll see you later.